Hello. I'm starting this series to document a project I've been working on for the past few weeks. How to build AI agents to automate email. So my goal is to build a digital assistant that can understand relationships, remember context, draft replies, manage follow-ups, and eventually coordinate work across email, calendar, contacts, and CRM. So this series will document what I tried, what failed, what broke, what worked, and what I learned about building AI agents in a real workflow. I'm Julian Cunahan, an investor at Schematic Ventures. We're an early-stage VC that invests in technology that makes and moves the world. Robotics, automation, manufacturing, supply chain, industrial software, and physical AI. So before venture, I worked as a software developer on industrial automation systems, and I've always been interested in software that touches the real world. There are three reasons I'm making this video and sharing this process. So first, to share what I'm learning and hopefully help others building similar systems save time. And second, to get feedback from smart engineers like some of you who can tell me and point out what I'm doing wrong and what I can do better. And third, to understand what AI-generated code can really do. So at Schematic, we invest in physical AI, and one of the biggest questions that we're thinking about right now is what happens when software becomes much easier and cheaper to build. So this project is a way for us to understand that from the inside. This first episode is about my journey in learning about what really is email. In future episodes, we're going to cover how to set up the back-end infrastructure, your coding agents, and the systems necessary to fully automate your full email. But today, we're just going to talk about the concept of email. So let's walk through an example of how we respond to email and build the logical principles for this AI email automation system. Let's say I receive an email from an investor that I have met regularly at the Blue Bottle across the street on Kearney for coffee over the past few years. And this investor asked me, hey, are you free Tuesday? Want to grab coffee? Now, if I take this email and I drop it into AI and say draft a reply, what will I get back? Something that's plausible, grammatically correct, definitely doesn't sound like me, and pretty much useless. So the AI needs not just the email, but it also needs my writing style and tone to generate something that I would be comfortable sending. So if I ask the AI, draft a response to this email, and this is my writing style, I will get something that is plausible, grammatically correct, sounds like me, but still very, very useless. And what is it missing? It's missing all the facts. It's missing the fact that this investor and I have met 5 times over the past 6 months, always at the Blue Bottle on Kearney. That's a fact the investor and I have that we're not going to add to the email chain because it's assumed and implied. So that is an example of a local fact that I share with a particular context that's important in drafting a response with AI. Second, next Tuesday, I'm unable to meet because Schematic is hosting the Industrial AI Summit here in San Francisco. That is an example of a global fact. That's a fact that anyone can access and can have, which is important to different types of conversation. So let's take this email, my writing style, the facts particular to this contact, and global facts, drop it into AI, and say draft a response. We are going to get something very usable, but a little inhuman. When you ask AI to do too much in one prompt, you get a result that is sort of patched together in a less human way. You have overtasked AI. So if we are going to use AI to automate email, we are going to have to understand how best to use AI to extract the best results. So with AI, that means breaking the task down to a particular deliverable and narrowing the outcome so that AI can deliver well on that outcome. So let's ask the AI with this email, my particular writing style, local facts, global facts, to create a plan to respond to this email. The AI is going to create a fantastic plan. The sender is this type of sender. We have met at this location in the past. This is the intent of the email. Julian needs to draft a response to that request for a coffee. Now, let us validate that plan and make sure it's correct. So we're going to take that plan, return it to AI, and ask it, does this make sense? What do you think the draft would have to look like to execute this plan? And we're going to get back a very usable draft, but still one that has a little bit of room for improvement. So we're going to take that draft, and now we're going to return again to AI. And this time we're going to ask the AI solely, improve the writing quality of this draft. And the final result, incredibly useful. We're going to have something in my tone that's aware of the situation, that can respond, I'd love to grab coffee. Tuesday, we're hosting the Industrial AI Summit, so unfortunately I can't meet. Would you like to meet on Wednesday at 9 or 9:30 at the Blue Bottle on Kearney? That is a fantastic email that can be sent as is. Thanks for joining me. This was a very untechnical start to a series about AI email automation. But getting the architecture right is the most critical part of coding using AI agents. And before getting into the actual agents, infra, memory, and code, it's important to understand what are the logical rules that you're going to ask the system to solve. In future episodes, I'll get much more practical. I'll cover how to get started with AI coding agents, the infra and data needed to automate email, and the different ways to structure agents for real workflows. I'm actively building this system right now, so I'll share what it looks like as it comes together, what's working, what's breaking, and what I'm changing along the way. This is Julian from Schematic, and I'll see you next episode.